Om. Om. Vishwambhara Vasudha Nipratishta Hiranyavaksha Jagato Niveshani Vaishvanaram Bibhrati Bhumiragnim Indrarashabha Dravino Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good morning to all of you.
Welcome to Sudhamathy. Sudhamathy is our neighbor. She is from Agasthiswaram block of Kanyakumari district. And not only that, she is also our volunteer. She comes to most of our programs. So I requested her for today's webinar. Before formally introducing her, I'll request our Madan to briefly tell about our Vasudha program. Over to Madan Kumar. After that, Malyappan will introduce Sudhamati. Over to Madan.
Yeah, good morning to one and all. Thank you, Sudhamathy Didi, for joining us and taking this opportunity for presenting on the sustainability way of life in the topic on migratory birds as such. We are happy to have you. Most of the colleagues who are there in the working group are with us. Yet for the few people who have joined as a guest, we are inviting, sharing about the history of our Vasudha initiative. As everybody knows, Vivekananda Kendra Natak, which had its inception in the year, from its beginning, it has been striving to see that how best the appropriate technology would make meaning in the lives of many as such. We were in the pursuit of demonstrating the renewable energy, and we were in a position to create energy villages. And our own Kanyakumari has become a spot for showcasing the technologies. And it has been continuing, and we have been recipient of many awards and accolades for our work. But yet miles to go before we sleep. We have a Gramodya Park we initiated, and that has been a time-tested proof of our works which we have done in the different areas. One is on the water, another is on the health, another is on the housing. And that exhibition housed over there, to build on that, it was on a exhibition on a lot of developmental posters who have been envisaged. Then living with that contemporary times, we thought that we need to have some sort of a live things which could be showcased to the community. So Vasudha exhibition came into the fore, and where in which we showcased the practitioners' wisdom on the sustainable way of life, the conceptuals which are involved through the story form, then on the practices which could be followed by everybody. And this history is being showed, housed at Ramayana exhibition on the top of it. And there has been a good receptance. Many people in a week on an average about 1,000 to 1,500 people do come, and they leave their impressions for the posterity that pursuing this sort of a way of life has been a very good endeavor. And building on those perspectives, we have been having a trainers training program on these perspectives of doing it. So we have been trying at many fronts in terms of making it a certificate course is one. And second thing which we are trying at our best is to have run camps over there at Kanyakumari. And third thing is we have been trying to have the practitioners' wisdom through the webinars which we have been having it. But yet miles to go, as I said. And we are also having books being distributed to the college in which we have exams on the subjects of the sustainability. So this time also we had exams on that. And we have been trying to manage with our own wisdom and the experience, whatever we have. And we always believe that learning never ends. And there are whatever things which we can do at our level best, we are doing it. And this initiative of webinar has been continuing over the period of 190th initiative, and this has been in progress. And we'll see this goes for generations. That is the perspective in which we are doing it. And Vasudha, we have set it for the motion, where in which the visuals have been coming on. And we are also having, besides the podcast, we've also bring out a Vasudha newsletter for the benefit of all the people who are visiting the Vasudha exhibition. This is in short about the Vasudha initiative and the history. Over to Valliyappan for introducing Sudhamathy Didi.
Thank you, Madanji. Um, yeah, so today's guest is Sudhamathy ji, and so far in some of our webinars, we have seen environmentalist, and our focus had been on preserving and conservation of our environment as such. But today, beyond that, we'll also be hearing from Sudhamathy ji on her expertise in identification of birds, because she is a ornithologist. Her field of research has been in ornithology, where she has conducted extensive research in identifying avian species, which is basically studying of birds and knowing about birds and all those things. So she had been focusing on wetland, forest and terrestrial habitats. So she has identified over 320 species of birds. So it has contributed significantly to understanding of avian biodiversity, and also on the importance of preserving their habitats. Okay. So she has interacted with various school and college students, and she had also taken them to different wetland and forest ecosystems, inculcating knowledge on the flora and fauna. Okay, so she worked as an assistant professor in Vivekananda College, and she has organized various national and international conferences on these topics. And beyond her role as an environmentalist and as an ornithologist, she is also an advocate for organic farming. So she has collaborated with local farmers and agricultural communities, promoting organic farming practices. So she's also involved in teaching all these practices to school and college students, and she has helped them to transform the paddy cultivation and also taken them to the next generations. So all these efforts uh, not only increase the awareness about the importance of sustainable agriculture, but also helped in reducing the effect of harmful agricultural practices to the environment. Okay. So, as I said before, her involvement has been in wetland and forest bird surveys, etc. And she has also actively participated in elephant survey and butterfly surveys organized by the Forest Department of Tamil Nadu. Okay. So overall, this showcases her huge commitment to the conservation of wildlife beyond the avian species. So I once again welcome Sudhamathy ji to this webinar, and I hand over it to her for conducting it. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for giving me this opportunity to talk with people all over India. And see, my intention is giving, handovering the mother earth to the next generation. I'm working voluntarily since 1999. And while I was a college student, I started working towards this. And I truly focus on younger generation, like school and college students, like taking them to the field, not only giving lectures, taking them to the field. Like we are having all the different habitats in Kanyakumari, and I used to go to other places too to teach the students both making it organically and not to see. This is the part. My research is on bird migration studies. That's a part, and I am mainly focusing on wetland conservation only. So to give a say, account on, because you are from various states of India, and I thought of giving outlook on bird migration studies. I don't know, many of you maybe heard about bird migration and maybe working on that too. But I want to focus on this. I want to make this to be aware with everyone. Like, this is not a subject oriented, environment is also not subject oriented, and we have to everyone has the responsibility to work towards the conserving the environment. See, that is that is for the to help our future generation. That's what I am working towards. And thank you, everyone. I'm going to start my PPT, right? And see, this bird, and this is called greater flamingo. That's what I kept in the first page. It's a very colorful bird. We can see this in every coastal habitat, because these birds require unique habitats, and they won't go into any pond or large water bodies, and they need unique habitats. And due to its coloration, its ecological role in the environment, it has high attention towards ecologists and others. Those who are, many bird watchers are there. They are focusing on based on their coloration and attractiveness. And next. Okay. Now, what are migratory birds? Why migratory birds? In the sense, birds which are coming over from one place to another for in search of food, or maybe to spend their long daytime. They're called migration. Migration takes place mainly because of due to harsh climate. See, these birds come from Siberia, Russia, Arctic region. They come to every places, like see, in India, we can see all these birds in most of the wetlands, and these birds, they have to travel. A bird named, I'll discuss with this later, but now as a startup, and bird named Little Stint, it travels more than 9,000 kilometers to reach Kanyakumari. And see, just imagine, they are traveling from Arctic region, and they have to migrate from that area because to overcome the harsh climate. Right, more than 2,000 species. They live in the Arctic region. Like they have to migrate from there. Otherwise, they may perish due to cold weather and harsh climate. Next. Okay. Why birds undergo migration? They undergo migration in search of food, then for suitable breeding site, then longer daylight hours, because during the winter the daylight hours goes short in Arctic regions and like in colder regions. That's also a major reason to migrate, because these birds, they won't take rest, and often you can see them eating and eating for the whole day during the daytime, and to escape from harsh climate. Okay, next. Okay, how they navigate to fly. Flying means from Arctic region to here, they're traveling 9,000 kilometers. Like these birds navigate with Earth magnetic cues, like sun, moon, and these are some of the cues to travel from there to here. We may have some identities like in on road on terrestrial habitat, right? And these birds, they have some cues on over the atmosphere in the sky. They are having a lot of cues, and that mainly that focus on Earth's magnetic field, right? And again, with to conserve energy, it takes a V-shaped migration pattern. Next. See, we should migratory pattern that helps them to conserve energy. Then they give a clear communication between each other. Like one goes in the front and the others take the side ways. And when the first one it gets some tired or something, the next one go front. Likewise, they have some communication within them and they migrate. They have to take longer flights from there to here, and see, if they migrate in V-shaped pattern, they can gain 10 to 20% of energy while migrating. Next. Okay, how they migrate? See, and the migratory pattern is they take this one Earth's magnetic field, whatever, so and so. But how they are having some routes that they are called as flyways. They are migratory routes. Specifically, they are meant for birds. See, here I want to mention you a 3-month-old chick. 3-month-old chick, they migrate from there. They come over here yeah, early in September, because these birds start migrating from there from September, yeah, from their breeding ground, because the where they are coming over here are called wintering ground, and the place of birth is their breeding ground. They won't breed in our areas, in these wetlands, because their breeding ground is only the Arctic region, right? And that is their breeding ground, and they come over here to winter, to overcome the winter. So these are called as wintering grounds, and they have some roots. Through this route, now it's like a miracle how these 3-month-old chick, they migrate lonely from there. The thing is, when they start their journey in September, they spend the winter here for more than nearly 6 months, and during mid March to April, they start returning. And after that, June to July is the breeding season. And when the eggs are hatched in July, August, September, they are just 3-month-old chick. They come over here. See, till now, we don't know how they are getting so much of energy, and they are traveling that much distance without their parents. They are coming here, right? And there they have specific routes, and through the route, when they used to feed a lot and store it as fat in their body, and while traveling, these fats they what they become the fuel, and with that fuel they get the energy and they travel. If they think that this fuel is not enough to reach Kanyakumari or to reach Australia, to reach Africa or whatever country may be, they may be having some sites, okay, and if they think so, they get down in some sites. They are called as stopover sites. See, for example, if they are thinking like coming to Kanyakumari, and if till when they reach Kashmir, if the fuel is not enough, they enter Kashmir, and there some stopover sites are there, or they are also called staging sites. Some birds stay there itself, and some, if they think that I have to fly for a long distance, they fill their gut with full of food and rest for 2 days by emptying their gut. Like, see, while they travel, they won't fill their gut with anything, like even excreta or anything, because while traveling, the metabolic activity will be low, and these birds empty stomach with after 2 days of before 2 days of traveling, right? And they convert all the food what they have taken into fat, and they travel again. And this happens for most of the birds, and some birds they take non-stop flight too. Non-stop flight that we can see later. And these staging sites are more important, because the same thing too, when they come to when they start journey from Arctic region, and through non-stop they can come to Kanyakumari, and from Kanyakumari, if they think like I have to go to Australia or Sri Lanka, some other countries towards south, if they think so, they have to feed again and take their journey. And so these sites are more important for these migratory birds. Next. And major flyways. The major flyways are East Atlantic flyway, Mediterranean or Black Sea flyway, then West Asia or African flyway, Central Asian flyway, East Asian Australian flyway, Pacific flyway, Central American flyway, Atlantic American flyway. And we, to India, birds come over through Central Asian flyway. Okay, all these flyways, they are more important, because they are not only coming over to our place, to India only. They are diversely going throughout the world, to all parts of the world. Next. See, this is the flyway pattern, and the one mentioned with green is Central Asian flyway below India. That is Central Asian flyway, and those birds from the rounded region, they come over here. But unfortunately, we have received birds from what we have ringed in Kanyakumari. They went to UK too. They are now the whole pattern that has changed. They are traveling various areas apart from their flyways, and that too is happening with many bird species. Next. See, every year, more than 370 species of birds, both land birds and water birds. See, now today I'm here focusing on water birds, right? I'm not going to focus on land birds. I'm focusing on water birds, please. And see, more than over 300 species of migratory water birds are coming over here, and land birds and raptors. Raptors in the sense, the predatory birds. They are also coming over here, like more than 70 species are coming. Yeah. See, recently we heard about the Amur falcon. It has traveled for a long journey. Like recently, in every paper and everywhere, we heard about it. They are raptors, and we too get raptors from. And they are coming from Himalayas and from other region to Kanyakumari too. Next. Okay, India's role in flyways. How India support through this flyway. India lies in the Central Asian flyway, and here we have already told you we have many staging or stopover sites, and they are not only stopover sites, means they enter and they feed and go back. Not that. We can see lakhs and lakhs of birds in Chilka Lake in Orissa. Then in Himalaya, in Pongdam, we can a lot of birds, lakhs. See, all these birds comes in lakhs. A single species, if we consider, Some species comes in more than 50,000, some species, some 25,000, based on the site, what they are, where they are coming. See, in Tamil Nadu, we have a site called Point Kalimar. And in Point Kalimar and near, very close to it, Muthupete, there we have lot of mangroves. And when you enter inside, we have to go inside through boat. When you go inside, see everywhere, like putting soil in the land, like மண்ணள்ளி போட்டாலும் பார்க்கலாம் அப்படின்னு. We can't see the soil exposed outside. Everywhere we can see, only birds are seen through our eyes. Birds means different species, not only a single species, it comes in different species. Right? Next. See, I've shown Indian the coastline, how these coastlines are taken over. They are utilized by birds in various areas, in various locations, and how they are traveling from south to north. The migration, it's like northward migration and southward migration. When they come towards for feeding, they come through southward migration, and when they go for breeding to its native place, to its breeding ground, it goes through northward migration. Right? Both are different. See, while they come start taking their journey, they come slightly to the feeding site or wintering site. And when they start going from here to the breeding ground, they take some 2 or more sites to land and take feed and again go back. Next. See, this is also how the southern part of India is getting birds from the northern region, like from Siberia or other countries. Brother, can you see the screen sharing is like you are presenting as such. You can a cup like symbol is there at the bottom. So when you click that, the whole screen, we can see the whole screen.
Girish, are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening, but I'm still looking for it. I don't know which one is she's asking for.
Down below the screen, you can see many symbols and a cup like symbols there.
These three. I don't know which one you're
very close to the size arrow.
I don't know.
No, below that. Below that, you can see many, a box with comment, then 2-3 boxes and a cup like symbol.
Is this it?
Can you?
Yeah, is this it? I'm actually.
No, not top, bottom. At the bottom. See a line with notes, comment. Can you see that?
No, I
அந்த
guess
கீழே
I'm in
பாருங்க.
a different.
இல்ல கீழே பாருங்களேன். கீழே வந்து அந்த சைஸை வந்து நம்ம காமிக்கிறது மாதிரி ஒரு பார் லைன் இருக்குது. 100% அதுக்கு முன்னால ஒரு கப் மாதிரி ஒரு சிம்பிள் இருக்குதுல்ல.
ஆமா, ஸ்லைட் ஷோ.
அது கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க.
அது கிளிக் பண்ணா ஃபுல் ஸ்கிரீன் எனக்கு காணிக்குது, பட் இதுல காணிக்கல. அதான் நானும் யோசிக்கிறேன்.
அப்படியா?
ஆமா, பிரசன்டேஷன்ல காணிக்கல, பட் எனக்கு காணிக்குது.
ஓ, okay, fine. Okay, sorry. And see, this is the route they are following from the northern pole towards the south. Next. Okay, here I like to focus on coastal birds. See, next slide. See, why I'm directly coming into coastal birds is the mostly coastal birds migrating from longer distance. They come along the coastlines only. They feed along the coast, and they feed on specific habitats along the coast. Okay, that's what directly came into a coastal bird. And in another presentation, I'll tell you about the local birds. What are what we can see in our locality. We can discuss this in another one presentation, right? And see, coastal birds, they prefer certain specific habitats like mudflat, beaches, estuaries, then mangrove, lagoon, and these habitats. Why they are preferring these habitats is they feed them with a lot of food what they need, right? And the food in the sense not fishes. They won't feed on fishes. There are specific feed items. I'll show you later. That's what these feed items, they flourish well in the salty habitats. That's what these birds prefer, those those coastal habitats, right? And they are adapted to live near ocean, sea, estuary. And in some videos, you can see a group of birds, small birds. They are called as waders, right? And they are moving along in near the coastal shoreline. And when wave comes towards them, they move backward. And when waves go inside, it move towards it to pick up their feed items. You can see, you might have seen in many videos and other things. It will be so wonderful to look at. And these birds rely on those feed items for their survival. Next. And the birds which are shown at the top, first one is Angolian plover, and the second one is little stint. And these are birds, they are coming from Siberia, subarctic region, and they come over here. These, why they are so quiet is this is the journey. I took this in September, immediately after their arrival. That's what they are sitting so quietly here. And the next one is some birds which feed on uh, these two. They immediately after their arrival, they came. They are sitting on the buns of salt pans. I'll tell you about salt pans later. And these birds, a mixed flock of birds are here. And these birds, these are unique birds. They won't go into any pond or any lake or any large water bodies. Large water bodies in the sense which are depth, water depth, high water depth. They are short-legged birds. They don't know to swim. And these birds usually how they eat is they probe their beak in the mud to pick up their feed item. Like some they are tactile receptor. They have tactile receptors by touching. They can take the feed. And some birds they have large eyes, and these birds they pick the feed from the water bodies, right? So we can categorize these birds into two types, like one is by touching and one is by seeing. And those which see, they have large eyes, and those which put its beak into the mud and search the food, they have small eyes and long beak, right? Next. And this is again a flamingo. Next. And these are birds which these are called piscivorous birds. The earlier which I told you was they rely not on fishes, on small organisms which thrive well in the saltwater habitat. And these birds feed on water bodies with they feed on fishes. Like you can see all these birds, yeah, everywhere in many ecosystem, in either in pond or any lake or any water body. You can see all these, but those birds you can't see anywhere apart from some special habitats. Next, and these birds are called terns and gulls. Terns in the sense they are seabirds. They feed only in sea, and they won't feed in the shoreline. They won't pick any other insects to feed. They feed only on fishes. That's what these birds, terns and gulls, are called fisherman's friend, because they help the fishermen to find the fish hole. Where see, these birds, they feed on these sardines and anchovies fishes, and when during the sardine anchovies season, you can see a large group of birds flying over the sea, because they show the fish the wherever they grow, they group in group together for fishing. The fishermen, they can find, like, so these areas, the fishes are fishes like sardines and these are there, like that they can find, and they used to go for fishing to that particular area. These birds help them in fishing. Next. Okay, this is a report given by scientists. Like, see how these migratory birds, they are diverting from their from the habitat, like because due to lot of what to say, lot of problems these birds are facing. They are diverting from their path of journey to other places. See, many birds, they lost their journey, and many birds are dying on their travel itself. And many reasons are there. We can go next. This is again flamingo. These birds I took in our places. See, we can see flamingos very closely even in Kanyakumari, and these are also unique feeders. These are not breeding in Kanyakumari, but we can find breeding them in Gujarat. A large flocks breed in Gujarat. See, these bird breeding ecology is quite fantastic. It keep a large mound like this, very huge mound, and keep the eggs over the mound, because their breeding season is during the rainy season, and to avoid wash away by the flood, these birds, they keep the eggs over a mound, and when the chicks hatch out, the fledglings come out, and while when they come out, see in the second picture below, you can see the birds with very dull color. Dull color means they won't develop the pink color. They will be like somewhat grayish color. And when years goes, they develop this pinkish color. And the pinkish color will be quite fascinating. Next. These two, and these birds are filter feeders. And why these birds too? They even though they are large birds, earlier I told you about waders. They are smaller birds, and these birds won't prefer big water bodies, like water bodies with water depth. But these birds too, they won't prefer water bodies with depth, because they are filter feeders. See, while feeding, they have long neck, and the beak will be like this, and the probe like this to feed. They are filter feeders. They feed only specific feed item for feeding, and they won't put their legs in water bodies with heavy depth. Next. This on flight. Next. This, no, previous. Okay. This picture, the mountain, what you are seeing is, we can, while we go through Ramayana epic, there, while Lakshmanan was suffering from wound, Hanuman went to Himalayas to take Sanjeevani. And some myths are there, like a part of Himalayas, it fell down in Kanyakumari. This is a place in Kanyakumari, and a part fell down. And another myth is it is thrown away after once the Sanjeevani is taken. It is thrown away to from Sri Lanka, and it fell down here like that. I don't know the correct reason, but this mountain is called Marindu Valmalai, and Marindu means medicine, and it is filled with medicine. And these habitats are at the background of these this mountain. See, just watch out this, how beautifully these are located. And these habitats are under threat. These are salt pans. Salt pans means all salt activities are going on. These are edible salt giving areas. They are not going for gypsum. They used to take as edible salt. And these habitats are under threat. The government is bringing some projects to take over this land for many purposes. Like one is for airport, and another state government project like Sipcot is also there. All the projects they are bringing towards the wetland. I don't know why they are bringing like this. And this is a very good picture. All these birds are at the background of this mountain, right? This too is a greater flamingo. Next. Okay, this bird, this is a migratory come residential bird. And this is called the black wing stilt. You can see the wing of the bird with the black wing. Stilt means long leg. And this bird, it lays eggs in the buns of the salpan. And you can see a fledgling which just hatched from the nest. Usually these birds lay about 4 eggs, and mostly 4 eggs they hatch out. And when we see the parenting care of these birds, see, quite fascinating. Like I have seen lively when you go to these water bodies, and we can witness how we are parenting our children. Right. See, these birds, they enter into the place, some safe places, like into with the area with some water depth, and they move towards there and stand next to the that bund. And these chicks, when they come towards these birds, they can't go over there. And these birds from there, they used to make noise like moving their heads. They used to give some signals. And these chicks, they slowly go swim and move. Likewise, when we see the parenting care, it's entirely different. And another thing, when during the breeding season of these birds, when we go into the salt pan for birding or for census, whatever may be, and when these birds keep their eggs in the buns, if we are going to pass through that way, they used to make noise, like not only sitting in that area, they used to sit in another area, like distracting us. Like, yeah, the egg is here, don't go that way. And again, another display they used to show is broken wing, like it used to keep their wings like this, and it's called broken wing display. And they are thinking like we are going to catch those birds or take those eggs. And they are thinking like they have broken wings and they couldn't walk, and we can go and catch those birds. How they are doing such a such an extraordinary activity. And that too, while watching those birds, we can go into it. Next. See, this is another bird called Arctic tern, and this takes a long distance journey of 1.3 million kilometers. Just imagine how long it's traveling. Here the route is given here. How long it is traveling to in search of food. Traveling, it always goes on. Now it won't sit in a particular place and feed. It goes on and goes on. Next. This bird is called curlew sandpiper. You can see the solidness, one bird, lone bird with a one tag in its leg. That tag is mainly mentioned to South India. Okay, in South India is to put a tag with a black tag, and in North India it's a white tag for differentiating. Like this is tagged in North India or South India, like that. And these birds, they are called curlew sandpiper. Curlew sandpiper means in the tip you can see the bend. This bird ringed in Kanyakumari, it reached UK, and the one with dark brown color is during its breeding plumage. The plumage, when it is normal without breeding in the non-breeding season, it looks like this, like pale color. And during the breeding season, the birds acquire different color pattern. That too will be that too looks so good. And it went to UK from Kanyakumari. And that too is so fascinating. Next. Here, I don't know whether you know whether ducks fly. If you ask if ducks fly means, the answer will be like no. And some used to say like it goes to a short distance. But the fastest flyer are ducks. Nearly 9 species of ducks are coming from Russia and Arctic region to all the places, to all over the world. And we too, in Kanyakumari, Tirunelveli, everywhere, and towards all over India, we receive all the species of birds. And here, and all the birds are mentioned here. And this one with a knob bill duck. See, a knob is in the over its bill, and this is a local migrant. This is not coming from a long distance, but it travels around. But it won't sit in a particular place. It travels around throughout India to all the places, and it's not coming from other countries, right? Next. This is the bird I told you about, little sting. This is the smallest bird, weighing about 25 gram, 18 to 25 gram. It travels about 9,000 kilometers, and it is coming to all over the area. Next. This is a tern. It's called common tern. Next. And this bird, with the brown, a bird with the brown is with the breeding plumage, and the other one is with non-breeding plumage. And this bird takes a long distance journey. Long distance journey. It travels more than 13,500 kilometers from its breeding ground to wintering ground in search of food. See, next. This is called bar-tailed godwit. Two godwits are there, black-tailed godwit and bar-tailed godwit. And this bird is also seen everywhere. But some birds, they took long distance journey. See, that too in 9 to 11 days. And see, the 11,000 and 13,560 is some birds, they traveled 11,000 kilometers. Some birds, they traveled 13,560 kilometers. That's all. And how it is mentioned that non-stop flight, because from Alaska to New Zealand, there were no land, no rocky area, no land, no area to sit and feed. Only the ocean is there. They traveled non-stop. That's what it's mentioned. Okay, and a juvenile of 4 to 5 months old, it too took a non-stop flight. Just imagine. Next. And this is the route map, how it traveled. And in the second map, you can see the orange colored area, the breeding ground of these birds. And most of the birds breeding ground are, this is the breeding ground. And see, from Alaska, the right hand, they traveled southward. That is the southward migration. And while going northward, they took another stop oversight. See, that orange color marked is the this one, northward migration, and the green color is southward migration. And while returning to its venturing breeding ground, it took a place to feed. That too is yellow sea. Yellow sea is filled with migratory birds. We can see so many birds in the yellow sea, right? Next. Okay, how they migrate? What helps them to migrate? See, while taking its flight, before that, the internal organs get shrinked. They fill up with lot of fat. See, before traveling, they used to feed frequently, voraciously. They feed all over the daytime and consume lot of consume it and convert into fat. And while traveling, that gives it fuel. And the heart and other the flight muscles, it get expanded. Then unihemispheric sleep. See, and the arakkanu thookom, half eye sleep, it used to take. Then see, the thing is, it has to continuously flap, not like the Brahmini kite or the kite what we see in the sky. They won't continuously flap its wing while flying, because those birds don't want to fly like flap their wings continuously. But these birds, they have to flap its wing continuously. That's what they have to. They are still by flapping. They are traveling more than 11,000 kilometers. Next. And we have seen the longest journey, and this bird, goose, bar-headed goose, it takes the highest height. See, earlier it was like the bar-headed goose, they come from Mongolia, and earlier we used to think like they, because in between India and Mongolia, the Great Himalayas is there, and they used to go sideways towards the Himalayas and come over here. But while satellite tracking project was done, and a satellite was kept on its body, and while it was tracked, found that these birds are traveling over the Himalayas and again coming down. Just imagine, when we go to high altitude, the oxygen level will be very low. And how these birds are taking these highest route, that too is a mystery, right? But here too, the energy storage is so heavy, and they can't sit in any place to feed or whatever things they can't do, right? Next. And see, over the Himalayas, just think the challenges they have: low oxygen level, then extremely low temperature, the strong wind and unpredictable weather, right? And they need high energy to travel, because while coming down, they can climb, they can come down with low energy. But while climbing, they have to lose a lot of energy. Still, they are holding such that much energy, and they are climbing. Next. And this is the route followed by Bharat Ghosh. Okay, from Mongolia to till these birds are coming to Kanyakumari too, and we can see this in Tirunelveli, a large flock in Kundangulam. And Rameshwaram, we can see all these birds in Rameshwaram. Rameshwaram is the best site to see all these migratory birds. Next. And these are waders. And here I have mentioned how to identify different species, because when you go to the field and see, all the birds look similar. While going for keen observation, we can find like the difference in beak, difference in color pattern, difference in and the cincilium over the eyes, whatever may be, and the color of the leg, many small differences were there. Then only we can come to a conclusion. So this bird. Otherwise, by not knowing lot about these birds, we can't go into the field and directly say about, see these during the first sight itself, we can't say like this is those birds like that. These are birds coming from Siberia. Next, the same birds on flight. Next. And these two are redshin. First one is common redshin, and the other is spotted redshin. Okay, in the field, both look similar, but see the color pattern, right? Next. See, in the Arctic region, how the whole area are covered with snow. If these birds stay there, the feathers will be clogged with snow, and they couldn't fly and they couldn't feed too. That's what they have to migrate. Next. And the bird inside the snow, that is their breeding ground. They it is setting for breeding, and the one shown in the right side, that is the feeding ground. And both are entirely different. Next. And see, these are the feed organisms. Right? Here, the top picture is called brine shrimp, or another other name is sea monkey, and these live only in high saline water. Not even sea, we can see these creatures. They are tiny shrimp-like creatures, and these are seen only in high saline waters, especially in the salt pans. In the salt pans, different salt gradient waters are there. They thrive well in those areas, right? When during the monsoon season, these when the salt gradient goes low, these creatures eggs, they are called a cyst. It gives a thick outer covering over the egg. They are called cyst, and they stays dormant. They won't hatch out, and they won't get destroyed. And during the favorable condition, these cysts hatch out, breaks out, and the young one called an naupliae, it comes out and it thrives.